Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. I'm glad you're here. Were y'all, if you were in the Austin area yesterday, we were outside of Mass at St. John Newman. And apparently, about 6 miles away or so, there was an explosion. House blew up. We heard it at Mass. I can't imagine being close. A friend of mine lives not too far from there. I can't imagine being that close if we heard it 6 miles away. Just devastating. Um, Miraculously, I've heard that no one was killed. There were some serious injuries, but no one was killed. That's a story I'm going to be following because, I mean, when we heard it, we were like, "Wow, what's going on?" I mean, it was loud. So, but yeah, we were there at Mass Palm Sunday, and got me to thinking about some things. But first, let's jump right in. As always, these Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. And most days, yeah, I talk about work stuff, leading without a title, hard conversation, showing up early, towing your line, blah, blah, blah. Today, I'm focusing more on one of the life lessons. I got to thinking about palm branches and ashes and even a hollow chocolate bunny and how they all are sort of interrelated. On Palm Sunday, we're handed that thin green branch. It's it's a symbol of triumph, Jesus entering Jerusalem to cheers and celebration. Um, I usually take mine, bring mine home, and I put it on a crucifix. Um, it's to me, it's sort of a quiet, simple, respectful kind of thing to do. And over the months, it dries out and it curls, but I leave it there. It's not a decoration, but a reminder. And then when Lent rolls around again, um, we can take those same palms to church, and they will burn them and turn them into the ash that mark our foreheads on Ash Wednesday. Um, didn't bring them home yesterday. uh, Completely slipped my mind. But it's also important to note that just how quickly things can change. On Palm Sunday, the crowds were adoring Christ as he entered into town humbly on the back of an ass. And then a week later, they were yelling, "Crucify him." I had a scoutmaster who always said, "You think life is hard? Yeah, it's not hard. You weren't ever crucified." Even if it's metaphorical, it's not even close. Ash Wednesday, Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday, they go from celebration to repentance, from praise to humility. And it's not just a spiritual journey, it's a leadership one too, if you think about it. Because the same people who cheer for you when you take charge may someday question you or turn on you. They may decide that every decision you make is the wrong one. Leadership, like life, can be seasonal. And then, of course, there's the chocolate bunny. Yeah, it's a tradition for kids. My grandma used to give them to all the grandkids every year. Um, they're usually hollow, and I'm sure that's for, financial reasons. It's a lot less expensive to sell a hollow chocolate bunny than it is a solid chocolate bunny. Now, my grandmother used to also give us a solid one, and they always ended up in the freezer, and you ended up having to scrape the chocolate off. That was hard to eat. So the hollow ones were always better. But here's the thing about that hollow chocolate bunny: the bunny is hollow, and that, to me, is an accidental metaphor for Easter. The tomb was hollow, the grave was empty. Victory didn't come from something heavy or full, but from what was missing: death, shame, guilt. They were all gone. I think these are important things to think of as we enter Holy Week. Good Friday's coming up, and then Easter Sunday. What if we led with all of this in mind? Humility, open hands, willing to celebrate but not needing to be the center of everything, willing to walk through fire, to, you know, metaphorically or even literally be crucified by those who were screaming your name in good ways just a few days earlier. Mark yourself in ways that keep you grounded. You know, the ashes on the forehead. Not everything has to be solid to be strong or great. Those chocolate bunnies are proof of that, right? Sometimes it's the empty things, like that empty tomb, that carry the most meaning. And that's today's Red Mike message. I know it's a departure. I'll be back on business stuff tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I'll be railing about taxes. It's April 15th, after all. I appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Happy Holy Week. Think about everything today, all week long. Reflect on Good Friday, and then enjoy Sunday, Easter Sunday. Enjoy Holy Week for the reasons it's intended. I appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Please give me a like, a follow, and a share. And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.